Hello, Justin Dickens from JAD Speckle Park here at Yeovil in central west New South Wales. We farm here, my wife Amy and our two boys Jack and Mitchell. We're first generation farmers here. We've been operating for 10 years. We run our seed stock business alongside a commercial trading operation, over 1,020 hectares of arable land. A little over 12 months ago, in February of 2021, we decided to install our new Te Pari yards, which we worked with Almenzo closely over a couple of years leading up to that to make the initial decision. And it's literally made a huge difference to not just the running of the business, but the family being able to operate safely and efficiently with the new facilities. We had seen some Te Pari yards in New Zealand in our travels and liked them, the way that it's overhead braced and bolted to the slab. It's very, very workable, not just for our stud operation, but for our commercial operation as well. I see Te Pari as one of the leaders in the industry as far as technology. We also have their scale system and their auto dosing application guns which work with the crush, and overall we just looked at Te Pari as a really progressive company to work with. We spend less time actually in the yard with the cattle. They flow beautifully into the seaforth, and once they're in there we're on the catwalk and it's very, very user friendly. We can get animals in and out much, much quicker than we used to, and certainly in a very good frame of mind, and I can tell that by the way the cattle leave and head off, they walk off. Today we ran through some 13 to 14 month old Speckle Park steers. They were just having a pour-on application down the back using the auto dosing gun. So we had that calibrated, and basically the animal was coming onto the scale, being weighed, the dosing gun calibrating the right application of backline, and then we're dosing the cattle and letting them out. So it was a pretty quick operation. They flowed through there quite well. You know, within an hour we had those 100 steers through and back and gone. One of the main features that swayed us towards Te Pari was the fact that all of their components, not just the panels and the gates and whatever, but all through their crush is all hot dip galvanized after manufacture. So it's galvanised inside and out, and with the product being on top of a slab, our concern was obviously rust, and that was something that we spent a lot of time considering. And a lot of the other designs are actually through the slab into the ground and concreted, and we saw that as a potential issue where posts are full of water at ground level, and over a number of years they could potentially get weak. Where the hot dip galvanised, concreted to the slab, we hose it out. There's no sign of rust after 12 months, and I can't see that changing really. It's a very thick galvanising coating they put on everything, and it's done properly. We end up electing to go with a dual height loadout, which has been, for the little bit extra cost, it's been a great decision. Unloading B-doubles and loading out, there's just no dropping of ramps, and we get a full truck every time, and they walk off and on really, really well. The man gates, we've got man gates throughout the yards. They're really easy to get through, get from one yard to another. The slam latches are just, really, really good to work with. They're very quiet. The crush is one of the best that the best I've ever worked with. To be able to use it with the remote and operate all the draft gates with the remote, and the entry and race gates is a really good design. We can adjust our squeeze, catch our cattle all with that remote, and it's instant really, and our kids can operate it just as well as we can. It just works extremely well. In the rare event that we have an issue with the scale or one of the guns, we pick the phone up, and within a matter of minutes we get a phone call back if we don't get someone directly. So the after sales stuff and the support when you're in the yards working is second to none. It's very, very quick, and whoever you talk to knows exactly how to solve the problem, and we get on with it. I think today in agriculture we've got to be very mindful of our staff, not just ourselves but our staff, and the safety in which we work our stock. And look, I think this set of yards I find it hard to find a better set as far as user friendly and very safe. I mean, the catwalk itself, you can move the cattle up and down the race very, very easily. It's very user friendly for a one-person operation. It's been the best investment money-wise we've made in our beef business is the new facility, and we're about to put in another set of yards at the northern end of the farm just for efficiency reasons, and we'll go with Te Pari again. It's already ordered. Yeah, it's been a really, really good move, and I wish the only regret I've got is we didn't do it 5 years earlier. So to sum the overall experience and the investment and the decision up, look, it was stress-free, it was enjoyable, it was motivating. Well, it was a learning experience as much as anything. You know, to go through the whole process with Te Pari, it was eye-opening really, and you know, we couldn't be happier.